Allied health careers are booming. With the Bureau of Labor Statistics projecting 11 to 19% growth, hospitals are aggressively hiring to meet the demand. Speech-language pathology and audiology sit in a sweet spot. You secure medical authority and diagnostic autonomy, but avoid the punishing on-call schedules of a physician or the physical burnout of high-acuity nursing. But there is a massive catch to consider. A standard 4-year bachelor's degree in communication sciences does not give you a license to practice. This comparison table plots the exact barrier to entry across healthcare roles. To legally treat a patient, you have to hit a much higher educational threshold. You need a master's degree to become an SLP or a doctorate to become an audiologist. That means committing to a total of 6 to 8 years of continuous higher education before you collect your first professional paycheck. So we need to strip away the university marketing brochures. We're going to look at the exact academic rigor, the true financial cost, and the ultimate payout of these fields. Because entering these clinical professions is a major upfront capital and time investment, and an investment of that size requires a strict ROI analysis. The first trade-off is the coursework itself. Graduate programs in this field are heavily rooted in the hard sciences. There is a persistent public misconception that SLPs mostly play games with kids to help them pronounce their R's. This diagram visualizes the physics of sound. You must master articulatory phonetics, breaking down how aerodynamic lung energy transforms into acoustic energy in the vocal tract. Then map that data to precise neurobiological structures, pinpointing processing centers like Brodmann Area 22. All of this coursework builds toward a single mandatory hurdle, the ASHA Praxis exam. Passing this comprehensive national board exam is a legal requirement. Without it, you cannot earn your clinical certification or your state license. This academic gauntlet is designed to weed out anyone looking for a low-effort helping profession. It requires you to balance heavy analytical competence with patient compassion. Surviving the academics is only half the battle. You also have to survive the tuition bill. When you apply to graduate school, you face a critical choice: enroll in an affordable state system program or go to a highly selective, expensive private university. This quadrant chart plots financial input against actual career payoff, revealing drastically different outcomes. One path leaves $30,000 in debt, the other pushes 6 figures. The high-debt private path isolates you, while the low-debt state path maximizes return. Because here is the open secret of the healthcare industry. Hiring managers pay the exact same starting salary regardless of where you earned your degree. It is easy to be tempted by superficial prestige. Elite brand name institutions sell the feeling of status. But in the clinical trenches, a state license and your ASHA certification are the only credentials a hospital or school district actually values. To maximize the lifetime ROI of this career, you have to treat your graduate degree as a commodity. Your priority must be to aggressively minimize your student debt. Your final major trade-off is choosing your clinical setting, which dictates both your daily reality and your compensation. The school setting track focuses on pediatric fluency, developmental delays, and special education. The median base salary here is lower, around $69,000 a year. However, you are trading that income for high autonomy and a highly coveted 9-month schedule with summers off. The other major track is adult healthcare, where you deal with neurogenic communication disorders, swallowing studies, and head and neck cancer rehabilitation. In a top-tier hospital, you are working alongside medical teams to manage high-stakes acute trauma. That clinical intensity comes with a financial reward. The median salary in a healthcare setting jumps to around $87,000. You work year-round, take weekend rotations, absorb high emotional tolls from treating severe illnesses. The true value of an SLP or audiology license is the flexibility to switch between these settings, prioritizing income or lifestyle autonomy as your needs change. But you only have that freedom if you aren't forced to chase a paycheck to cover massive student loan payments. Speech-language pathology and audiology are high-demand professions, guarded by steep scientific and financial barriers. This scorecard breaks down who should rethink this path and who should lean in. If you hate heavy biology coursework, need a full-time professional salary immediately after 4 years of college, or are intent on buying a prestige degree, you should pivot away. The math of this specific industry will actively punish anyone who overpays for a brand name education. On the other hand, the ideal candidate profile is highly specific. You are a fit for this field if you are analytical, deeply compassionate, and want a stable medical career without the crushing on-call schedule of an MD. The ideal candidate understands selecting a program is a strict financial calculation, not an ego play. If you are willing to grind through the hard sciences, pass the Praxis exam, and secure your clinical independence, and if you navigate your tuition costs with strict financial strategy, the 6 to 8 year investment in this field yields a reliably fulfilling, high-value career in modern healthcare.